Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you are all having an incredible day in news that should elicit a finally from just about every single person out there. Institutional cryptocurrency platform known as Bakkt will begin testing its first product known as physically delivered Bitcoin futures. They said this is going to happen on the 22nd of July. The company announced in a blog post yesterday, Bakkt, which has seen multiple delays because of the CFTC over regulatory compliance since its original announcement in August of 2018, will offer futures as the first in a series of offerings, full details of which remain unclear. They said on the 22nd of July, 2 days after the Apollo 11's 50th anniversary, Bakkt will initiate user acceptance testing for its Bitcoin futures listed and traded at ICE Futures US and cleared at ICE Clear US. Chief Operating Officer Adam White wrote in a blog post, he said, "This is no small step. The launch will usher in a new standard for accessing crypto markets. Compared to other markets, institutional participation in crypto remains constrained due to limitations like market infrastructure and regulatory certainty." I assume that is supposed to be uncertainty. White compared the move to the first moon landing in 1969, echoing the hurdles the company has had to cross in order to provide the fully regulated cryptocurrency products it wants to offer for institutional investors. I have a very strange feeling there's no real comparison to people trying to launch a rocket into space to get onto another planet or even a moon, comparatively to the CFTC not reading paperwork and therefore delaying something trying to launch with digital currencies after like 9 months. I don't really see a comparison. However, the announcement comes the same week as data showed that Bitcoin futures from the CME group turned record high volume in May, which we spoke about a couple of days ago before. I had a feeling that behind the scenes, everyone kind of knew that this announcement was going to happen, and maybe this is why we have seen, I don't know, for those of you who are looking or not looking at the screen, there's a little chart of Bitcoin's price, and it's clearly shooting up over the last couple of days, so I assume that people behind the scenes may have known that this potentially was going to be announced. However, I'm seeing is not conflicting information, but if you go to the actual post from Adam White about the Bakkt thing, I'm seeing certain things that talk about that this is going to be a test on the 22nd of July, but when you read through it, it doesn't come off as a test. Apparently, it seems as if they are testing it with institutional investors. That is to say, eventually this entire thing is supposed to be launched to the wider public, to everyone in the world, yada, yada, yada. But they're trying to make sure that the platform actually works or is up to the standards of institutional investors. And this apparently is going to happen on the 22nd of June, where institutional investors will be able to go onto the platform and kind of use it as a pre-test before the wider world ends up being able to do it themselves. It was a long time coming. Once again, I was talking about the June-July timeframe. It kind of matches up almost completely. We had news from the people from the New York Stock Exchange before that I think they said by the end of this month, we would have information about the launch of Bakkt. I assumed it would launch at the end of this month. Apparently, the earliest they could probably get it was the 22nd of July. Once again, I think it's a bit of a far stretch for them to compare it to the Apollo 11. Kind of is what it is. This is, I think, especially even what we're seeing in prices right now, which I'll get to in a couple of minutes, I think this is going to change the face of crypto very rapidly. If this goes off without a hitch, if during the first couple of days, I don't even want to say weeks after a certain point, it'll have solidified itself, but after the first couple of days, if they see a massive spike in volume, if tons of people are spending hundreds of millions of dollars are flowing through this system on a daily basis, I think this is when we will probably get information from other companies, other institutions, other organizations that they're also going to be launching something that they probably talked about launching in 2018. The fact that the New York Stock Exchange has officially announced that on the 22nd of July of this year, they're going to start with their physically delivered Bitcoin futures, which is completely insane. The fact that they're doing physically delivered, I am pretty certain, as they have a very large name as the New York Stock Exchange, that everyone else is going to try and come out around the exact same time and launch their own thing. To be fair, it's about a month and 8 days away. So 38 days from now is a fairly good amount of time for multiple other companies around the world to kind of announce that they're going to be launching stuff. I wasn't expecting the announcement so soon from the people from Bakkt, but it would be very nice. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but it would be wonderful if we could also hear from Fidelity next week, and maybe even the NASDAQ maybe next week, if not the week after. I think that would propel us very, very far, very, very fast. And that's even all before these things officially launch. So as of right now, we have launch date news. This is wonderful. Let's move on. In weirder news, Binance.com, the world's largest cryptocurrency exchange, is revamping its internal policies and cracking down on wayward users. The Malta-based exchange announced on Friday morning that it was reviewing user accounts to ensure they follow Binance's terms of use and know your customer procedures, and will remove deposit and trading permissions for anyone in violation of these policies. In an updated term of use agreement revised on the 14th of June, the exchange general site notably stated that Binance is unable to provide services to any U.S. person, end quote. That ties directly into this. Binance, the world's largest cryptocurrency exchange by volume, is launching a U.S. division. So they announced that they were stopping, or that they wouldn't be able to service anyone inside of the United States. And almost directly after, they announced that they're launching a U.S. division. The Malta-based company said on Thursday it is setting up Binance US, a new trading platform specifically targeting U.S. customers in partnership with a firm called BAM Trading Services. The platform will be operated by BAM while using Binance's wallet and matching engine technologies. The exchange did not provide a firm timeline for the launch. The move would represent the first formal entry into the United States market by Binance, although residents have been able to access its trading platform before. But the issue that we have right now is that apparently, according to this, they're blocking U.S. customers from trading on Binance.com, not their Binance decentralized exchange, which we had news about a week and a half ago. It's the actual Binance.com. I assume this is because they probably got a knock on their door from U.S. regulators who said, you cannot do this. You cannot, regardless of what country you're in, you cannot allow U.S. citizens to be able to so and so and so, blah, 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 on your platform. And this is why, probably logically speaking, that they're launching what I'm going to call right now Binance US. And I assume it's going to get interesting very, very fast, because they're not going to have all the coins that they currently have listed on Binance.com. I assume it'll be very sparingly sparse. There won't be a lot of coins on that platform. According to Bitwise Asset Management, Binance processed some $250 million in Bitcoin spot transactions over the past 24 hours, while CoinMarketCap reports $1.7 billion in crypto transactions at the exchange overall. In a statement, Binance CEO, his name is Changpeng Zhao, said, "We are excited to finally launch Binance US and bring the security, speed, and liquidity of Binance.com to North America." He said Binance US will be led by our local partner BAM and will serve the US market in full regulatory compliance, end quote. It is unclear who BAM Trading is. The company did not register, or did register, as a money service business with the U.S. Treasury Financial Crimes Enforcement Network, or FinCEN, with an address listed in San Francisco. However, the registration document notes that FinCEN does not verify information submitted by the MSB, and the document only reflects what was provided directly to the regulator. So, I assume regulatory pressure probably caused all of this to happen, logically, and they probably knew, more than likely, they knew exactly what was coming. They knew exactly, probably had received letters even months ago, and they were probably trying to figure out a way to create another cryptocurrency exchange that would be legally viable within the United States, because as the largest cryptocurrency exchange in the world, you don't really want Coinbase and or Gemini to kind of take over your lead. So I don't know when exactly this is going to go into effect. Apparently, they already have updated today their user agreement stuff that says Binance is unable to provide services to any U.S. person. So, right. I don't know exactly, like I said, when that goes into effect. If you have money at the moment on Binance, or you have a friend who does, maybe take it off. Maybe put it onto Exodus or to a Nano, or just somewhere else for safekeeping, at least for the, at least for the moment. Until we properly get more information on this. But yeah, let's move on. Next up, according to Coinbase blog article written by Alan Osgood, the crypto trading platform's product manager, Coinbase has expanded its PayPal support to its Canadian customers. The article goes on to say that Coinbase customers in Canada can now instantly transfer sale proceeds directly into their PayPal accounts. Alan expounds on Coinbase's commitment to mold itself into the most trusted cryptocurrency exchange in the world and the most accessible still. By integrating PayPal into the payment system, they offer the clientele, a safe and reliable way to access funds. We had news about this a couple of weeks ago that they had also done the exact same thing for people, I believe, within America. And I think this was expanded to most other places as well within the United States. I think it was I think it wasn't a complete US all at once thing. So apparently now you are able to withdraw your money directly from Coinbase to your PayPal. I don't use Coinbase like that, so I can't really tell you if you're able to actually buy cryptocurrencies with PayPal. I think that would be kind of cool because I'm still seeing a lot of people. Apparently, for some people, it works very fast. I have heard complaints before that people, when they're trying to buy cryptocurrencies, it takes anywhere from 3 to 7 days on Coinbase, but other people are saying that it takes them a couple of minutes. Lucky you. I've heard a lot from other people who said that it's taken them a very long time and they've tried to access their coins, get their coins, sell off their coins, like the coins that they thought that they'd be able to buy very quickly and then try to sell. Anyway, the point is Coinbase, Canada, awesome. PayPal, let's move on. Next up, KB Kookmin, the largest bank in South Korea, is preparing to launch a digital asset custody offering. According to a report from CoinDesk Korea, the institution is teaming up for the effort with blockchain startup known as Adam Riggs Lab, with the two entities signing a strategic business agreement on the 10th of June. Adam Riggs Lab is developing a product called Lime that secures digital assets such as cryptocurrencies using secure MPC technology. Here's them both holding up pieces of paper and slightly smiling. Kookmin and Adam Riggs Lab will develop digital asset custody services that combine Adam Riggs Lab technology and KB Kookmin Bank's internal control infrastructure and information protection technologies. The firm aims to collaborate on the development of digital asset protection technology and smart contract applications, as well as exploring new businesses in the digital asset space. Cooperation on a blockchain network and the creation of a related ecosystem within finance are also on the cards. A move by such a major, they're the largest bank in Korea, so I mean that's kind of huge. A move by such a major bank into the digital asset trust business could have a big impact on the cryptocurrency industry, according to the report. A financial institution that already has a high degree of credibility could potentially help eliminate concerns over security of customer funds and suspect exchange operations. And then they talk about how much they like each other, so they're holding hands. This is insane, and I don't know why news like this doesn't really... I understand. No, I don't. No, I don't get it. News like this should constantly be at the very forefront of news in the cryptocurrency space. The fact that we wanted for a long time to win, for banks and organizations and companies to kind of heed isn't the word that I'm looking for. To kind of, say, okay, you guys won. We'll do exactly what you want. Like, we'll join the cryptocurrency space as well. It never really gets the amount of news that I think that it should actually obtain, and also even more so as far as normal news outlets. No one really, isn't it kind of weird? I'm pretty sure a lot of you may have been watching the news over the last couple of days. I'm pretty sure none of you heard that the largest bank in Korea is going to start custodying cryptocurrencies. It's very odd. I think once again, I'm pretty sure it's all being done on purpose. I still believe in my heart that cryptocurrencies, I mentioned before that I don't think that crypto is going to become mainstream except for like a year or two in the future. People are like, no, it's already mainstream. We all know what Bitcoin is. I mean, like, no, I mean, as far as it being spoken about on the news on a daily basis, like when you turn on like finance news and stuff like that, it's always about stocks. It's always about Tesla. It's always about Apple. It's always about things happening with the trade war, but no one's really talking about this major news. Like, I'm pretty certain there was probably very few, if any at all, news yesterday or probably even today about the New York Stock Exchange going to launch their physical Bitcoin futures platform. We're probably not going to see any news about that anytime soon, but I still believe that once Bitcoin passes by $100,000, once all the rich have, once they're full, once they have as much Bitcoin as they want to obtain or could possibly obtain, I think that's when it'll become a thing on the news, on television, where people will speak about it every single day to kind of get more normal people into the cryptocurrency space. Because if you kind of cause a frenzy right now and you get all these people into the cryptocurrency space and all the rich people don't get as much as they want, I'm sure they get upset. But yeah, Korea's largest bank is going to start custodying cryptocurrencies. I assume behind the scenes, they're also going to try and have a cryptocurrency exchange as well because it just seems logical. And yeah, insane. Let's move on. Next up, Circle announced on Thursday it would be discontinuing its mobile app known as Circle Pay. In a blog post, the company announced a multi-phase wind down wrapping up on the 30th of September, when remaining funds will be turned over to states or to countries. Oh my gosh, what? In accordance with local laws, starting on the 8th of July, only withdrawals will be allowed on the app. The company says the 5-year-old product saw demand, but that stablecoins have proven to be a better focus. Circle spokesman Josh Hawkins told CoinDesk via the email. He said, Circle Pay is a popular social payment app that has seen significant organic growth over the years across the US and Europe. But now that we have the USD coin and an open, interoperable stablecoin standard through Center, it makes sense to sunset our first generation effort and transition full focus to wallet services that take a bigger step forward, reaching our full vision for free, open, and transparent global payment networks. Sure. Anyway, so the Circle is closing their mobile app known as Circle Pay. So if you have that, just be aware. If you don't use your money by the 30th of September, your money is going to go to the state or country that you live in accordance with local laws. Tying directly into this, and I think it's funny, the things that don't really make the news as often. JP Morgan apparently had a mobile app known as Fin that they had created to try and get young people to use their platform. I heard about this in a podcast about a day or two ago, and I didn't think it was a joke, but I was like, what company would be stupid enough to kind of create something like this? Lo and behold, JP Morgan did. They decided to make an app that had tons of colors and all this other stuff to try and make it seem like it was more fun, it was more youthful, it was more so and so and so. Apparently no one used it, and apparently now the entire thing is also completely shutting down. Kind of interesting. This is why I wonder, people say that, or rather there's a thought flowing through the cryptocurrency space and even the traditional financial space, that people believe that the JP Morgan coin could become very successful in the future. I don't think so. I think it's another way for them to kind of try and get to the millennials. It's believed widely that within the next, I believe, 20 years, once millennials are in their 40s and 50s, that millennials will have the largest, currently do, and will have even more buying power than they do right now, and will kind of dominate over the baby boomers and so forth. But there are a lot of banks who are trying desperately to make sure that they get a piece of this market, but they're not doing very well. I wish more people... Anyway, I was going to go a bit deeper, but I don't want to go that far. At least people are understanding that JP Morgan probably isn't a company that you should be trusting. And it's nice to hear, I'll say it this way, that an app that didn't need to be around is going away because we have cryptocurrencies. And at some point over the next 5 years, JP Morgan will be forced to start using cryptocurrencies, and probably... I wonder what the internal talks are like in these offices. Like, the fact that all this stuff keeps failing for them, the fact that the economy is not doing very well, and the fact that there's probably not a huge amount of interest from banks around the world as far as them wanting to use a cryptocurrency just from one bank. I wonder exactly like what happens behind the scenes, and I'm pretty sure there are so many internal talks about the company buying Bitcoin, mining. They're probably doing both of those things already, but even just offering some type of a cryptocurrency exchange platform. If the New York Stock Exchange and the NASDAQ and Fidelity are successful this year, I'm certain that by December, we'll hear Jamie Dimon on television talking about how crypto's the future and how they've been planning this for years, but they didn't want to spoil the surprise. Load of rubbish. Anyway, let's continue on. To kind of finish things off, the financial terminals of Thomson Reuters and Bloomberg will soon provide cryptocurrency data from an index that takes into account social media posts and news. Announced on Thursday, index provider Crypto Index Terminal users will be able to view the top 100 performing cryptocurrencies according to its rankings. Crypto Index comparison of crypto assets that have occupied a position in the top 200 for over 3 consecutive months are almost always traded on multiple exchanges and have a significant social media following. Rebalancing of the crypto index occurs on a monthly basis and is designed to spot trading data that has been inflated, the firm said. So this is another we had news something very similar to this. I can't remember exactly which companies were creating a cryptocurrency index pricing type thing, but Bloomberg and Reuters, for those who do not know, they're heavyweights in the traditional financial world. So it's not surprising at all that they're trying to desperately get into this cryptocurrency space as well. You have to understand how great it is that every single day that the news is constantly awesome. Like the news every single day is really, really amazing. I noticed a lot of people, I think they still have a bit of some negative blues from the bear market that we had, but you have to the largest bank in Korea, Reuters, Bloomberg, the New York Stock Exchange, Fidelity, the Nasdaq, like they're all into cryptocurrency. It's mind-blowing that anyone would still have any negative anything right now in the cryptocurrency space, but it is kind of how things are. I remain bullish every single day. It's probably not going to stop anytime soon because we only get good news on a daily basis. As always, a very special thank you to my Patreon supporters. They are Auspicious Agile and Blockchain, Professor Wally from Gunbot University, SC Versley Fine Art, Crypto and Beer Shipmate, Brady Niels, L. Doug, Jared Schneider, Wise Night Owl, Shaolin Fried Rice, Gilboa Snake, Crypto Joe, Mohair Maroney, Carl Birchenoff, singer-songwriter Mike Savitz, Rai, Yasha Harari, Amy Starsheen, Jeffrey Ramsey, Crip, Nodik, Clara T. Snowden, Crypto Artist, Coldy 3D, Nicholas, One Earth, One Piece, One Love, Setsuna, Nick, Kanaya, Richie Rich III, RF Dusty, Cody, Vlad the Impaler, Paxis, Tom and Sam are losers, okay, Jeremy the Photographer, Jim Gardner, Minting Coins, Arthur Yaku, Nick Mangelavori, Anthony Charles, and Mechanic. Thank you all very much for your support. At the moment, the market's doing something interesting. There was an article yesterday that I did not put in a video because it was just a tiny little article. It said that a lot of analysts were believing or were of the mindset that Bitcoin needed to pass by $8,200 US to start a new leg upwards towards the $9,000 range. Yesterday, we were at 8,170. We popped over the 8,200. We are relatively close to 8,400. What a lot of people said was going to happen and what we're seeing is actually happening is that the altcoins are actually in red because it appears like people may be selling off their altcoins to be able to buy Bitcoin. This is going to happen even more so, especially if we end up getting to a situation where Bitcoin is over 9,000. That's going to be a very interesting moment to see if altcoins decide to follow Bitcoin, because sometimes when Bitcoin's shooting up, the other altcoins also tend to follow up as well. But if people believe that during the next stretch that we're going to have to try and push Bitcoin to 10,000 and we end up going over 10,000, there's going to be a lot of money pushed into Bitcoin in anticipation for this moment. And altcoins may take the brut or the brute or the boot of this. They're going to go down. They're not going to do that well. At the moment, for some reason, Chainlink is up. Wonderful. That's awesome. Hope you all enjoyed. Hope you all are having a great day, a great morning, a great afternoon, a great evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I hope it's absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for watching and listening. I appreciate all of your support. And yeah, I'll talk to you all soon. See you.